Hi again. Gay is not sin, and Jesus isn't asking the gay person to change and be straight. This is the second part of a 14-part series on all 14 verses that many people use to say gay is sin. Now, going on in Genesis, we come up to the verse that people like to use to say that God destroyed 2 cities because the cities were gay, full of homosexuals, they say. And so that's why God punished it by destroying the cities. And it is interesting that the actual story, when you actually read the Bible and the verses, it tells a little bit different story, because it starts out by describing who are the people that are the story's talking about, and it details in a verse 4 in chapter 19 of Genesis, and says that all of the boys, all of the grandpas, and all of the adult males. Then it goes on further in that same sentence to say all the people. Now it's kind of interesting, don't you think, that this is saying that the numbers of people that are gathering together is everybody. Men, women, and children. It doesn't matter the age. It says young and old. Do you understand this? Sometimes I wonder. However, lots of you do say that you just won't use this one, and you go on to the other verses to try to say gay is sin. So some of you can actually quickly get rid of this verse as to try to say gay is sin, because you can see that it is not talking about one man and one other man that has fallen in love and basically married. Doesn't matter if you don't like that word married. The thing is, it's for 2 people are joined together. Now, as a straight person, you've grown up, you got to a certain age, and you found that you like the opposite sex, and you did just about everything that you can, possibly to remain decent. Some of you didn't remain so decent, but you did just about everything you can so you can start dating and basically get in bed with the opposite sex. And you throw in all these other terminologies like love, dating, romance, and marriage. They conveniently make it so that you can enjoy the sex part. There's nothing wrong with that. We're kind of designed to fall in love. And love is really pretty fantastic. But you know what love is for heterosexuals. So why is it so difficult to figure out what love is for gay people? It doesn't matter what you don't believe or whatever, or what you say, it doesn't matter if they love each other or something. What matters is the facts. There are 630 million gay people in the world, so you ought to be able to find plenty that are doing what you do. Meet somebody, date them, fall in love, and get married. Because you're not different than gays, and gays aren't different than you. We're all the same people wanting the same things. And so, the true gays are people that are doing just like this. Boy meets boy. They date, they fall in love, they get married. It's not all the males in a city go start looking for other males, or 2 males in the case of Genesis, where the 2 male angels were at Lot's house. The gay people don't do that. They don't go out and try to find. And the story goes on. Lot says, don't do so wickedly. And you see, English is something that evolves. If you want to believe in evolution, this is where you believe in it, because language evolves. Now, because language evolves doesn't mean that you can use the present day definitions of language to understand ancient texts. When you're using the Bible, you can't just go to Webster Dictionary and read what it is. You can't go to the popular slang. You can't go to the trend of words to evolve into another form or add meanings to it. You have to go back to the day of Jesus or the day of Moses and get out a dictionary of those days and begin to see what the meaning of the words were and what the people thought of them. Jesus wasn't sitting there talking to all these people of his day, and Moses wasn't talking to all of his people of his day, and God was coding into his language a future reference so future generations can understand a whole different process of the meaning of the word. No, this didn't happen. The Bible is so studyable because we can go back to that ancient language and we can find out what the words really mean. And so, when you're reading different places in the Bible, especially ones that are controversial or complex or involves lots of people, you need to figure out what the words really mean, not just guess. So Lot was saying this word wickedly. When you look at the original language, it is telling you that this is a word that means to utterly break into pieces, to harm. That means all of these people in the two cities that came to Lot's house wanted to hurt. The description of the types of harm would literally probably kill a person. We have other examples in the Bible that just such acts did kill the people. Today we use this word rape. And when there's a bunch of people involved, we call it gang rape. So when people are coming to gang rape to death somebody, we already kind of know that this is sin. It doesn't really matter too much about who's involved in it. It's sin. But you can't go and say 630 million gays are these people of Sodom, because they didn't behave this way. And it's very rare to find gay people gathering together in any kind of gang, going out and raping anything. This kind of activity is really a very common trait of heterosexuals. So please, when you are looking for gay people in the Bible, keep in mind who gay people are. Boy meets boy, or girl meets girl. They date, they fall in love, and they get married, just like you. And along the way to getting married, they may date around, just like you. You may have more than one sexual partner, just like you. You may date one for a while, don't like it, date another for a while, just like you. You may go to prostitutes, and so forth and so on. None of this seems to bother you about heterosexuals. You just say, well, no, this doesn't condemn heterosexuality. Then why should it condemn homosexuality? Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because people were very evil towards other people. Later on in the Bible it says that it was destroyed for inhospitality. Now later in this very same context, when, and by the way, Lot's daughters were engaged to get married. You can find other books that says that Lot had another daughter that died. Well, and so as they left the city, they got in a cave, and his two daughters raped Lot and got babies from him. So there's a lot to the Bible. If you want to condemn gays, you must read it and understand it. I'm kind of out of time now. If you don't know Jesus, turn to him. Say, Jesus, I believe you're the Son of God. Forgive me of my sins and come into my life. A simple prayer gets you saved. Now read the King James Bible.